which is inside your project files folder on your desktop. Go ahead and open them up there, and let's have a look at some saving options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up to the File menu here inside Photoshop, and I'll head down to Save As. Now, inside Photoshop's Save As dialog box, about halfway down inside the dialog box, you will have your Format drop-down menu, and there's a whole heap of file formats that you can choose from. A lot of people get overwhelmed by all the choices of file formats here. When should they use JPEG? When should they use TIFF? These are a lot of the questions I get anyway. I think of file formats, by the way, as vehicles that will get me to different places. For example, if I wanted to drop this image into QuarkXPress, well, the best file format to do that would be to use TIFF. How do I know that? Well, this is a file format that Photoshop can save out as that QuarkXPress, in my particular example, understands how to read in. Well, that used to be the case anyway with QuarkXPress. I think newer versions of QuarkXPress would allow you to bring in a fully layered Photoshop file. But anyway, that's just a quick example. Here's another one. What if I wanted to post this guy online? Well, I'd have to either go with JPEG here or CompuServe GIF. Why? Because those are our two standard file formats inside WebDesign. A third that I could consider for WebDesign would also be PNG if I wanted to. So just think of your file formats as different vehicles that will produce different results for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this guy out as a native Photoshop file, the very first choice inside our menu. There he is there. Now, some of the options that we have available, I could save this image as a copy. So if I turn this guy on, way up at the top there, I now have scientist1copy.psd. I could choose to include or not include the layers inside my image. Always a good idea to include your layers inside your PSDs, your native Photoshop files. And also down at the bottom, I can choose to include a color profile if I wish. Well, I'm going to uncheck that in my example here. And all I would do is simply click on Save. That's all there is to it. I'm going to get a Maximize Compatibility option coming up. That's fine with me. I'll click on OK. And that's all there is to it. Now, how about saving out to some different file formats? Well, I will head back to File and down to Save As. This time I'll choose TIFF. He's way down towards the bottom. Notice my image now is called scientist1.tiff. I have the same options here down towards the bottom of the dialog box. So with TIFFs now, I can save out fully layered files, by the way. I'll click on Save. Now, inside the TIFF options dialog box that appears, I can choose the type of image compression that I want to go with. I would suggest going with none unless you really know what you're doing. I can set the byte order. I'll set mine to Macintosh because I'm on a Mac here. And also I can set compression for my layers. I'll click on OK. Including layers will increase the file size. That's fine with me. As a matter of fact, you may want to choose Don't Show Again. Click on OK. That's all there is to it.